Hi Cancer, welcome to your weekly reading for January 8th to the 14th. First I ask you to please subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for being here with me. Also, I did upload your monthly readings at the end of December, so if you haven't checked that out yet, please go ahead and do that. Today I am using the Colette Baron Reid, the Good Tarot. And then I've also pulled one card from the Medicine Woman Tarot deck as sort of a clarifier or perhaps for additional information that can help us understand what's going on in this reading. And at the end, I'm going to pull one Oracle or Wisdom card from a deck that I have not yet chosen. So at the bottom of your deck, by the way, I'm sorry, I'm Jennifer. I don't know if I said that. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we have Strength. So this is the overall energy of what's going on with this particular reading for the second week of January for you, Cancer. And let's get right into this. So the crowning your reading, we have the Ace of Air. And this is the Ace of Swords in the traditional tarot. It's a card, in this deck specifically, it's definitely a card of like synchronicity, maybe things happening out of the blue, something sort of like coming, you know, something that you may not have seen before, or perhaps some kind of like surprising news or information or some kind of communication that you receive, whether it's from another person or a message that you somehow receive, you know, that's an inner kind of a thing. And it also implies something that's swift. It's going to be quick. It's a swift illumination of something, a swift and quick message that's going to be coming to you. And the present situation, this may leave you feeling like you're sort of like need to surrender in a way to this. I'm not sure exactly what this, it's something different for everyone. Obviously, it's a general reading. But whatever this is, before you, depending on what this message may or may not be, before you jump the gun, you know, it's wise to perhaps think, maybe this communication that's coming to you, this message, is going to cause you to see things differently as well. Overall, this is a card of surrender. So rather than resisting or fighting it, it's asking you to sort of go with the flow and let your perception be changed. Now, crossing that card as your obstacle or opportunity is the Fool. So this is a card of a new beginning, perhaps stepping into a new journey or way of life. The Fool can also represent in many ways a student, because this is the first zero. So it's actually, even though it's zero, it's the first card of the tarot deck. And it's the beginning of what the Fool is about to go on to exploring and learning out there in the world. So perhaps you're being asked to let go of beliefs, long-held beliefs, or things that you have learned in your past, and maybe there's something, you know, coming in that's going to sort of like wake you up a bit and cause you to see something differently in your life, whatever that is. It could be you seeing something out there in the world, or it could be you seeing something within yourself, within relationships, friendships, things like that. And this new beginning, to me, I think it's really a matter of like, only you know exactly what this is, but this new beginning, it could be an obstacle or an opportunity for you, depending on how you choose to deal with the situation. But also, I really feel that this is about you sort of seeing things differently. Now, in the hopes and fears position, we have the Seven of Fire. And this is the Seven of Wands in the traditional tarot. This card is usually, you see a figure holding his wand and sort of defending themselves against the onslaught of others. This card in this deck speaks to nonconformity. It says to hold your ground, and while you should be willing to compromise, you can't compromise on what it is that's most important to you. So you have to sort of know where to draw the line when it comes to dealing with other people. Also signifies that perhaps there's going to be some opposing, there's going to be people who likely oppose your thoughts, or there's going to be some kind of situation or communication where you're going to feel you have to defend yourself. And this could be, you can see here, I don't know how clearly you can see, but both of these, this is a unicorn, this one is just a horse, but they are fairly similar, and it's actually like this on my, so it's sort of like this one is kind of chasing this one. So whatever this is, you know, it you know, don't really run away from this. Instead, choose to see things differently, and let that be a new beginning for you. Let yourself be a student in a way, and to learn, and to be open as well to learning, but also to make sure that you are defending yourself in as far as you are, because you have this, even though I'm kind of skipping a little bit, this is your recent past. So you have the High Priestess in your recent past. Talks about intuition, listening to the vibes that you get. So maybe, you know, have you been listening? Were you going against yourself? Were you listening to yourself, or were you listening to outside of yourself? Why are you in this position that you need to defend yourself now? Is it because you have been listening and going within and saying, no, this is what's right? And I'm just bringing this up because sometimes people want to, obviously we always want to defend ourselves when people oppose us, but we also have to think, were we right? Were we in the right? Did we do the right thing? And to understand that other people, obviously, sometimes we are right, sometimes they are right. And we have to be willing to let go a little bit and surrender to the fact that, okay, maybe in this particular way I could at least see how they think that I was wrong, or something like that. Okay, it doesn't mean that you were, you know, I don't know what the situation is, a general reading. I'm just telling you what I see here. Now, in the foundation of your reading, and this could signify perhaps your weaknesses, your old baggage, and things that could be holding you back even, attitudes or behaviors. And the Four of Wands is generally, it's a positive foundation of relationships. It's sort of like that happy home. It could represent celebrating friendships. And since we did just come out of the holidays, you know, this could be representing perhaps something went on during the holidays. Of course, you know, with friends and family. Or maybe you are sort of like not, maybe you're holding back a bit because you're afraid of what your friends and family may think. Or maybe you have supportive friends and family that support your inner, your real true inner guess sort of, you know, what it is that your heart wants, what your soul is asking you to do. And maybe this is also telling you in a way, like, you know, are you sure you know who your true friends are? You know, are there people around you that you feel like you're always having to defend yourself, that there's always some kind of like an argument or something like that? And sometimes it could perhaps a reevaluation of, you know, Who are your friends? Are they really your friends? I'm just looking here as well. Or this could be, the beginning of new friendships with people who are more aligned with you. In the outcome, we have the Page of Fire. And this indicates a new passionate beginning, taking action, perhaps putting your plans into action. It can signify a person that is filled with motivation and drive to start something new. And with the Fool here, I think that's a really powerful, perhaps there's something new that you have been thinking about, or that your soul has sort of like, you've been getting like these feelings. Perhaps it's a new, it could be a new newness, and sometimes the cards can like exaggerate, like you can read your cards every day and you have a new spouse, you've been divorced, you have 4 kids, it can be exaggerated, so we sometimes have to take it down to the level of the more simple. And it could be something as simple as, this could be representing the way in which you think about things. Something that you're going to come across, or some situation, might change your view about a particular friend. It could even just change your views about a new beginning. Maybe you're, because this is in your hopes and your fears. So maybe like this new beginning, you're afraid because you feel like there's going to be so much opposition. But with the Fool here, and with the High Priestess here in the recent past, it's really asking you, listen to what your gut is saying. Listen to what your intuition is telling you. Trust your vibes. Trust those vibes that you get. Trying not to be, and Cancer, I think, would be a sign that is pretty intuitive to begin with. But sometimes we also have to remember that our emotions can cloud our judgment as well. So maybe something will be cleared up for you. And that, it's like coming out of the cloud. You can see this winged a horse coming out of the clouds. So something may be becoming more clear to you. And it may have a lot to do with this new passionate beginning that you're hoping to take on. Whether it could signify a lot of things. So I can't really speculate. It's a general reading. But moving on, this is the medicine card that we've got for you, which is Totem of the Bulls, the Swimmers. And this actually came up for another sign in these readings. And I like this card because, first of all, I love dolphins. They're very playful energy. But you see the sun is out here as well. So to me, this card can also be talking about illumination. And let's see what the card has to say. I travel speaking the truth as I know it. I am here not only to console, but to give to others the tools with which they might lift themselves up. I will offer the ideas that free the mind and body and the heart from pain. My life will be lived as an example of harmony and balance among the creatures of earth. Always I will seek to live in higher consciousness, the awareness of your presence in all that is. I will act as a warrior on the path of peace. My soul shall be impeccable. So, learn from the swimmers. Consider the dolphins, the whales, their patient and persistent love. Go to the ocean or a stream. Float on a still pond. Imagine yourself floating in Great Mother's arms, surrounded by liquid love in the sea of life. Empty your mind. Let the glistening fish colors, the soft shell shades, the gleaming subtle rock forms pervade your consciousness. Listen to the sound of water, water creature. Be cleansed. Dissolve all obstacles. Absolve all friendships of any need for guilt. Let go. So maybe there was some kind of, it's not so much conflict, but perhaps you felt like you were in a position where you had to defend yourself. And you're with friends. And this card is saying to absolve all friendships of any need for guilt and to sort of find that more playful place. And to be content in the here and now. And also the pages can represent young people. Or, I don't really like the word immature. Yes, there are immature people, but I think there's a difference between being childish and childlike. So this can indicate being more childlike and more playful in whatever this new beginning is for you. And the Fool also reminds me a bit of a child because of the innocence of the Fool. So whatever it is that this information, this message, this something swift and fast is going to come through and sort of change your perspective on, or at least it's asking you to change your perspective. It's asking you to change your perspective and to trust your vibes. And overall to perhaps be more childlike and playful. And you can find that, like, the power of illumination. By doing that, you can illuminate things for other people. So I'm going to pull one Nature Speak Oracle for you guys, Cancer. And we'll see what comes through, and then we're going to wrap up the reading. So can I have one card for Cancer for the second week of January? All right, we're going to take this one since it fell. No, that's not the one. I'm sorry. Because there were 3 cards that were trying to come out, and that wasn't the right card. One card for Cancer, please. One card for Cancer. That's the one I got to go up. Okay. Heal the past. Birch. So let's see what it says about Birch. Birch is the Lady of the Woods, a sacred tree in many traditions because of its ability to open new doorways into new realms. These new realms open most easily when the past restrictions have been healed. New dimensions are opening for you, and as they do, greater balance in your actions and thoughts becomes more necessary and important. True new beginnings require a cleansing of the past, and there are manifesting opportunities to clear out old ideas and to heal issues of the past which will prevent your stepping into new realms. Face them, heal them, then step through. So, it's talking about, once again, new beginnings, and perhaps maybe there's some issues that you've had with friends in the past. Or some kind of a foundation. Because 4s are also about foundation. It could be a foundation with your family, your friends. Maybe, rifts that have eaten away at you in some way. And to, by trusting your intuition and trusting your gut, and letting yourself surrender to different ways of seeing things, and perhaps even of seeing the past. Sometimes healing, we can't really, the way I see it is that we can't really heal the past. What we can do is change the way in which we look at it and say, okay, how did this obstacle in my past, or this grief-stricken situation, or this awful situation, how did it help me to grow as a person? And you can use it as a way of growth. And when you change the way you look at it, perhaps that's how you can come back to this feeling free. And to be able to go into this new, passionate beginning for whatever that is for you. And to feel more playful and free. And let yourself feel loved and patiently persistent in showing that love and not letting the past get in the way of how you love people. You know, because Cancer, you're a very sensitive sign. And sometimes, you know, I know that the situations affect all signs, but of course, we are all experiencing things differently. And for Cancer, I mean, you're really like the nurturing sign of the zodiac. And the world needs you to come from this place of like healing so that you can go ahead and not be afraid to love others and to not have to sort of, you know, perhaps cause trouble for them or feel like whatever it is, the trouble that you perceive them causing maybe isn't as bad as you are making it out to be in your mind. Because sometimes we can do that too. Everybody can. We sort of make things worse in our minds, or we aren't listening to our intuition, and then we blame others for why we get ourselves into situations. So overall, I think this is really about a new beginning for you, trying to look at things differently, really making sure that in this new beginning, you start really listening to yourself and to your vibes and your intuition and your gut feeling about situations. Perhaps when it does come to friendships and family, and to, you know, we can't change who our family is. Perhaps, you know, I'm not saying that you need to like get all new set of friends, but to try to look at things differently. And that's the best way we can heal the past in a lot of times, because really we can only heal the present. And when we change the way we look at the past, that can help us move with more freedom in the now. So I hope that this reading has somehow gave you some insight or help or healing or hope in your life. If it has, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you, Cancer, and have a great day. Bye-bye.